La la la! Hi guys, it's Amber. Welcome to my fairy tale library. Yep, that's me, and you already know, once upon a time in a land called Los Angeles, I bought a home with this boring ass room. And since I'm insane, I decided to turn it into, what else? A princess ballroom. And you watched me do just that. Everything from redoing the floors to adding swirly twirly decor everywhere, and of course, book shopping. You watched me build this room, book by book. So now, without further ado, my dream come true, fairy tale library tour. Oh, isn't this fun? What's up guys? It's Amber. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my library tour. This is the crown jewel of my home, my treasure room. All my most fabulous things are displayed in here. So I'm gonna show you all of my treasures. I got my best princess dress on for the tour today and my princess shoes. How fairy tale coated are these? Vintage Dolce & Gabbana. Ah, so Belle. Hi baby boy, you wanna be in the video? Oh, mommy's king. So we'll start with my book collection. Love all of my books. I have been collecting them in many a shopping haul over the years. So ironically, I have picked all of my books based on the literal opposite of what you're supposed to do. I quite literally do judge a book by its cover and by the title. No, that's not what you're supposed to do, but I don't care. That's what I did anyway. Definitely one of my favorite ones of all. Princess. Oh, yes. Absolutely love this one, the Amber Witch. You know, great for Halloween. Love for an hour is love forever. Oh, so Pinterest. This is definitely one of my favorite titles, Sent Back by the Angels. Because I Love You. This one is so beautiful. Women in Love, a pocket full of dreams. Where there's a will, the flourishing of romance. Romance of two worlds. Will you always love me? I'm very romantic, so I have a lot of romantic titles. This is one of my prettiest books of all, A Warning to Lovers. Look at how gorgeous that is. This particular author actually has a bunch of great titles like Tattletales of Cupid, A Checked Love Affair, Story of an Untold Love. Ah, so romantic. Encyclopedia Sex. I don't know, I always thought that one's just funny. So yes, I like all my romantic book titles. But I'm also very funny, like Nine Princes and Amber. Every lovely lady has a dirty sense of humor.
I think The Romance of a Great Store has got to be one of my favorites though. Like, exactly.
Like that one is amazing to me. I do find stores very romantic. I absolutely love this one too, The Royal Path of Life. Aims and aids in success and happiness. Things to live for. This has got to be one of my favorite titles, Leisure Hour, 1874, so long ago. This is literally a book about fun. Okay, now I'm gonna show you my oldest books. What I'm really into though, obviously, is the proper antique books. Absolutely stunning books of the past. You guys know I love antiques and old things. I just think they have so much history. It's so cool. So old books definitely fit into my collection of treasures. These are bound in real antique leather, really mostly from like the late 1800s, though I have some from all the way back from 1775. Isn't this crazy? This one's called the Almanac de Muses, aka like it's a part of a little set all about the muses of the world. Like this is really from the days of yore. Look at that handwriting. Like these were made on like a printing press, I think. Like these are so old, it's crazy. I also have another edition of the Almanac of Muses with, again, beautiful art on the inside. I miss when books were art. I think that might be my oldest book. This is so old, that's crazy. This is like this is hundreds of years old. I wonder who owned this before, isn't that wild? True proper past royalty could have owned this. Okay, moving on to my rarest books. These are my most expensive, like first edition. This is a first edition of Peter Pan, 1911. You can see how old the pages even look. You guys know I collect these Swarovski figurines. I just think they are spectacular. So got the Tinkerbell one to coordinate with the Peter Pan book. It's so cute. And of course the rose to coordinate with Beauty and the Beast. This one is special because this is kind of what the library is based off of. Look at that, 1886. This one is actually so special and rare, it has to be in a little protective case because look at this. This is number 4 of only 100 copies printed. This is crazy. A rough outside with a gentle heart. That's just so special. This one is also super special, Sleeping Beauty. This is just beautiful, wow. The Cinderella slipper to coordinate with Sleeping Beauty. I know, I really need to get a copy of Cinderella. I love this shelf. As you know, in life in general, I am a huge treasure collector. I love collecting rare, exotic, wonderful things. And one of my favorite places to go treasure hunting is Whatnot. Whatnot is the #1 live stream shopping app where you can buy, sell, or auction basically anything from vintage item to collectibles, designer things, amazing little trinkets. It has amazing deals and it's so much fun. Like, especially if you're a treasure hunter like me, it just like adds such an exciting little new spin to shopping. I bought this Chanel necklace on Whatnot earlier this year. Not to mention, right before I started to film this video, I got this Tom Ford perfume that's usually $615 for $250. All right, I'm trying to get this Tom Ford perfume.
100 milliliter. Putting those 10 seconds on here for you.
Woo! Woo!
100 milliliter.
This is so fun. I could do this for hours, but I need to film a video, so. So huge shout out to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. And if you guys want to join me and hunt for treasures of your own, you can get $15 off your first purchase by scanning the QR code or clicking the link in my description. Plus, if you follow me on Whatnot, you're automatically going to be entered to win $500 in Whatnot credit, which could get you your own Chanel necklace or your own Swarovski crystals, whatever it is that you fancy, you can find it on Whatnot. Okay, so moving on to my most beautiful books. The Book of Marriage. This is hands down one of my favorite books I've ever purchased. I got this in Paris at the flea market, but it is just gorgeous. Look at this. Look at the perfectly gilded edges and the opening. Look at this. Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. This is like hand done. Oh, I just think all the illustrations, it's just, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. I also think this one is one of the prettiest ones that I have. This is a little German prayer book, again with the gold edges, but the inside of this is so pretty. Oh, just every page is like beautiful little art. Like, this book is just beautiful. Another one of my favorites. My books are really pieces of art. This one is definitely one of the prettiest ones I have. I got this one in Paris, but it is spectacular. Wow. I like to put my favorite covers facing forward so I can see them. Fairytale books are also beautiful. Sleeping Beauty. Like, isn't this just gorgeous? Wow. Oh, and there on the bed, the curtains of which were drawn wide, he beheld the loveliest vision he had ever seen. It's beautiful. These old beautiful books and gorgeous title pages were actually what my bookmark was inspired by. Made to look like my favorite fairy tale books once upon a time. My whole mission in life is to literally make the world beautiful again. The prettiest of everything all the time. Like, that really is art, you know? This is definitely one of my most beautiful sets of books. These are old famous poets. I actually got these at the flea market randomly. Look at the gilding on them and the design. Absolutely gorgeous, like old art. Like, look at how beautiful they all look together. Love enthroned. A rose of yesterday. Romance of famous lives. Just beautiful. The spines of these books, the detailing on that. I actually really like books about women. That's like my favorite genre of book to buy. I really like books that are themed around women, and I love these like art covers, like the ones that are all decorated. The girlhood of Shakespeare's heroines. Hell yeah. Go girls go. This one is Snow White. Also pretty cool. There's only 5,000 of these in the world. Oh, look at the pictures in this. I love the pictures. This is like an animation book, but. So I also keep a lot of my other trinkets in here. Basically, this is my room for like things that I don't really know where else for them to go. It's just like my showcase, my dream room of all of my favorite things. Like these are genuinely so random, but I think these are just gorgeous. I love collecting these like old grandma porcelain statues. Isn't this beautiful? It's like a porcelain window with doves. Oh, I just think this is spectacular. This is actually the Wild Swan. This was to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Hans Christian Andersen. Hans Christian Andersen is responsible for like all of the classic fairy tales. There's only 5,000 of these in the world, and I have one of them. That's a really cool thing to have in the library. Oh, and look how high we are. Do you guys see? There go some birds. So all of the book titles are either things that I thought were romantic and beautiful or just topics that say something about me. The Education of a Princess. Fantastic. Because I'm a princess. The Value and Destiny of the Individual. I'm single, so these are funny to me. The Golden Gems of Life. This is like an advice book. Listen to this. This is one of my favorite entries. The design of this work is to ruse the honorable effort those who are wasting their time and energies through indifference to life's prizes. This one's old too. 1880. This one is definitely one of my all-time favorites. Look at this one. Perfect jewels, perfect jewels. And look at this, look at the inside. Old books always have these cover pages. Look at this. Do you see this? 1888. Gems resplendent, gathered from the minds of ages, gems of brilliancy transcendent, won from poets, seers, and sages. Jewels brighter, purer, fairer than the ones to mortals given by the earth, but richer, rarer, flashing with the light from heaven. This is my personal library, and if you went through it, you would definitely really get to know me. Stuff you love says a lot about you, and that's how I think all collections should be, you know? 18th century gold boxes, that's like my favorite thing ever. So fabulous. A book on chandeliers. Like, just a wonderful book about chandeliers. I really like books about things that I like. Your home is art and should be filled with things that you love. Sacred and Legendary Art. What a title. Love this one too, a book for a rainy day. It's The Testament of Beauty. The whole library is really like themed to be beautiful, but oh, this is definitely one of my other favorites. The book is gorgeous. We'll do a little bit of more books in a second, but on par with my collectible treasures, this room, like I said, is really full of my favorite treasures that I've collected over the years. This corner is definitely my favorite corner of the room. Of anywhere in the house, this is my favorite corner because it is full of my favorite things. Beautiful things I got all over the place, like the box from Paris that I'm obsessed with. Beautiful old chairs that I had finished to match the room. Like, this is actually archival Versace. How cool is that? My harp is honestly my crowning glory of this room though. I just think it is unbelievable. Of everything that I've ever purchased in my life, I honestly think that the harp is definitely the most ridiculous, but also my favorite. Like, can you believe that? Look at that. Serial number 3333. Like, believe what you want, but that's shopping destiny. I'm gonna play you a song really quick, by the way. Thank you very much. Next to the harp, I have actually one of my other favorite things that I've collected. Oh, I also got this in Paris. This is a hand-painted piece of porcelain. Look at how beautiful the art is. I love fantasy stuff. It's romantic and gorgeous. Not to mention, of course, also my piano. As you know, I also can't really play, but again, it's gorgeous. Sorry. I plan to marry a musician, so. It's fine for now, it's just an accessory. But one of my other favorite things about my room is, look at this. Look at how the sun just streams in the morning. It's so magical. Not to mention at night. Oh, it just is somehow even better. I love looking out the window, especially when, look at this. The chandelier reflects over the city view. Like, that's everything to me. Also, my beautiful art that I got in Paris. Aren't these cool? These are original paintings. I just think these are so beautiful. I love the little vignettes of the ladies. Romantic. You guys recognize these? Obviously, these are the sconces that I got in Paris. Oh my God, I love these so much. I'm gonna scream.
You Calme. C'est bon là?
This? Oh, they're beautiful. I love that everything in here like triggers a memory and has a story. As you know, I love to travel and shop, so I got these in Austria. I got this book in Greece. I got this in, you guessed it, Versailles. I got this one in Italy. Amore Immortale, Love Forever. Already open to page 33. The waltz, I got this one on the side of the street in Paris, and I'll always remember dancing with the man who sold it to me. Pretty much all of these are actually from Paris. These are from my travels. I got most of these in France. Unbelievable. These books are actually in French about Paris. Like, old books were just magnificent. Look at how this was made. Wow. So this is probably my favorite shelf because these are the books, like, this is what I want to fill every shelf with. These books are like hundreds of dollars a copy, so you don't know this, but like, I probably spent $2,500 on this shelf alone. This one's extra beautiful. The Gallery of the Women of Shakespeare. Oh, like, look at that. Isn't this cool? Wow, such a cool book. This one in Paris, this one is so cool. The usages of costumes, this is amazing. Oh, I love this. Okay, amazing. Yay, merci! This is a fashion book, so it's French fashion and the bourgeoisie. My favorite. I also got these two sets of books in Paris. Aren't these beautiful? These are Fontaine, one of my favorite poets. Fragonard, one of my favorite artists. My well full of memories. Below these, I have my shelf of kind of like random things. This is actually my framed first check ever from YouTube. Truly one of my most prized possessions. This is my signed Taylor Swift CD. I have a bunch of old romantic postcards that I've gotten at flea markets on display too. Ones that just make me smile. Absolutely love these. This one's one of my all-time favorites. It's in German, but this is Hans Zotzke, one of my most favorite artists in the world. An old postcard by him, so I keep those on display. This is probably my favorite little section just because so much history, you know? Personal and otherwise. La 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 la. Isn't this fun? Over here is my fireplace, inspired of course by France. Here I have my little lover's statue. I put it right next to a book called Pour les amants. Literally says for the lovers. What's really most special about this room is the fact that every single thing in here was hand done by me. Like, every single step of the way for everything, I was involved. Like, even from the very beginning of photoshopping designs to working on like the outlines, I was truly part of every single dream that went into this room. I was the one who painted the walls. I customized this chandelier. I installed all of the switch plates myself. Like, this was really my house through and through. Every single thing in here is really, truly mine. This shelf is my jewelry bookshelf. I absolutely love jewelry, as you know, so I naturally have a bunch of jewelry books. As you know, I have a jewelry line. Shout out to myself, 333 Beverly Hills, woohoo! We're also on TikTok Shop now, by the way, finally. So if you want to follow me there, I haven't posted anything yet, but I just got that sorted. But anyways, I love books about jewelry. It's just, oof. Oh, they're my favorite. Harry Winston is my favorite jeweler. This book's actually cool. I got a special edition with a letter from his son in it, but it's just so magnificent and, ugh, gorgeous. It's actually one of my favorite forewords of any book in the library. Harry Winston led an exemplary life, rich in legend, lore, and mystery. It was a life fantastic that he enjoyed to its fullest extent, weaving a fable of his own world. Ugh! I hope that someday if someone writes a foreword about me, it sounds a lot like that. I get a lot of my inspo for 333 from these books. Magnificent. These are just some of my favorite books to read and daydream too. P.S. I know it seems like I don't read any of these books because mostly I've just been talking about how fabulous the pictures in them are. But just for the record, I went to college, I can read. These are probably my two favorite books of all time. The Alchemist. A dear friend gave me this book for the first time, but I've posted about my love of this book before. It's so beautiful, so many wonderfully quotable things. I think about it all the time. Tied with The Little Prince. I absolutely love this book. You can read this book in like an hour or two, but one of my favorite books of all time. I even have some excerpts of the book framed because I like it so much. One of my other favorite books in the world is this book of fables. My dad used to read this to me when I was a kid, and he gave this to me as a present on my high school graduation. It's amazing how books can really stand the test of time. My mom gave me this one. You and Pooh have so much in common. Just like you, he loves sweets, doesn't like to wear pants. It's true, I don't. I think one of my favorite things about the old books is that they all had history and lives before I had them, and that means a lot of them have inscriptions. Here are some of my favorites. This is another version of Peter and Wendy, and look at the inscription. To Bulu, my Wendy, love Peter. People consider those to dampen the value of the book, but I actually think it adds to it. To darling Linda, who I love more than life. Just makes the books extra special to me. Not only do I have favorite authors, but I also have favorite illustrators. Favorite illustrators in the world. She's famous for her drawings like these. So I really did buy this book for the photos, but this is another one of my favorite artists. Sketches things like this. Magnificent. The crown jewel of my book collection has got to be my fairy book collection. I just think these are the most spectacularly beautiful front covers of any books ever. I've collected them one by one in many shopping hauls, as you've seen. I absolutely love these books. I just think they're spectacularly beautiful. In my collection so far, I have Violet, Olive. This one is so beautiful. Pink with the sun and the angels. This is Lilac. This one is super rare. I have a really good condition front cover one. So this one is super special. Yellow, this one was my first one, so I think it honestly remains my favorite. The orange fairy book, this one is also just beautiful. And the brown one, I always imagined like this is me, and these are all the things that I think about. I really like this one. I have 7. There's actually 12 in the collection, so I'm working on it. But these are all first edition, really beautiful copies. So I consider them more like art than books. I just think they're just beautiful. Obviously, I still need the rest of them, but someday this is gonna be an unbelievable collection. Wait to have the whole set. That's gonna be like, I still have quite a few more shelves to fill in, which is wonderful because that just means more shopping. You know, people always ask me why I have this room, like what I actually do in here and what is the point of this? And you know what the honest truth is that I just think this room is beautiful and it makes me so happy and relaxed to be in here. This is just my collection of beautiful things and makes me really happy to share it with you. I've had parties in here with my friends. I've decorated for the holidays. I just dance around here with George a lot too, I'm not gonna lie, but this is the first room that made me fall in love with the house. What you doing, Boogie Bear? Just hanging out? George, you guarding the library? What are you doing, silly? You're the best little guard dog ever. It's so George can just sit in the middle of the floor. Hey, Pumpkin. This is it. This is what I always dreamed of. I love this room. And that is my tour. So, in the spirit of fairy tales, don't forget that no matter what your dreams are, you can always accomplish them with a little hard work and a dream. So, thank you again for watching, and thank you for sharing my magical princess journey with me. I hope this inspires you to build your own ballroom, or at very least, collect an old book. But really, at its core, I hope it inspires you just to do whatever it is you want with everything in your life. P.S. Don't forget to sign up for the $500 giveaway on Whatnot. Thanks for watching. Sending all my love in the world and then some. Go build your own fairy tale. George, are they vacuuming the hallway? It's so annoying. I know. We're trying to film a video.